And welcome into this edition of ACAP Today for the week of September 27, 2021. I'm Jason Parent with the Aroostook County Action Program. On this week's edition of ACAP Today, we're going to speak with three of our team members who are responsible for ACAP's Hope and Prosperity Resource Center, which recently opened up with limited hours and is looking to go with more hours as we head toward the beginning of October and phase down operations at our local shelter for individuals experiencing homelessness. That wellness shelter will close actually this week. We will visit with them in just a moment, but before we get to that, as we do at this point in every program, we would first like to get to the news and information that you can use again for this week of September 27th, 2021. And we begin where we visited last week on this week's news and information that you can use, and that's with the rising case of COVID numbers across Aroostook County in northern Maine. And to that effect, we want to remind the community that ACAP does offer quarantine, COVID-19 community social supports, and that includes everything from free delivery of groceries and meals to assistance with housing folks who need to quarantine and the like, as well as other necessities. There's a list that's available for you there on your screen. If you are asked to quarantine because either of a COVID diagnosis or being a close contact to a COVID diagnosis, we encourage you to reach out for these services. We want to keep people healthy, we want to keep people safe, and by keeping you in your home, close to home, and not interacting with others, such as having to go out to the grocery store or to get food, this service is a vital service to help keep our community healthy. It's not an income eligible service. You can call and request this service. You can connect through our website. You can also connect directly through the Maine CDC by filling out the social supports, the community care for social support on the Maine DHHS website that's listed there on your screen, or again by calling us directly at ACAP. This is not an imposition to us, and we would be glad to help you and serve you. And we have coaches throughout Aroostook County who are available to do this service. So whether you're in the St. John Valley or Southern Aroostook or in Central Aroostook, we have someone somewhere near you that can help provide these services. So again, don't hesitate to reach out if you are in need. As it relates to COVID-19 as well, we are reminding folks that we are requiring face coverings in all ACAP facilities for the safety of both our community and our visitors, other visitors. We do ask that you screen upon arrival at facilities and have appropriate protocols noted as you enter the facilities. So please do keep that in mind. If you are coming to an ACAP facility and don't have your mask or don't have a mask, have forgotten it, do not worry. We have them available for you and we'd be happy to provide them for you. We'd also be happy to provide any masks for you to take home with you so that you do have a supply to ensure that you and your family stay safe. Speaking of COVID-19 and continuing in that regard, we are also providing assistance for folks who are looking to be vaccinated if you have not already. We offer this service in terms of connecting folks with that service through our office at 764-3721. That is available at any time, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. If you would like to go on the COVID-19 vaccine website, that address is listed on your screen there. You can check out the sites where appointments are being offered. And if you are asked to register and cannot register online, we'd be happy to do that with you. Although there are some walk-in options across Aroostook County, and we'd be happy to talk you through where those are as well. Again, 764-3721 or visit maine.gov/COVID-19/vaccines. We move on now to talk about another kind of vaccine. These are the Aroostook flu shot clinics. Are part of our Don't Wait Vaccinate campaign is to make you aware of these clinics that are being held throughout Aroostook County. These are free clinics that start as early as October 2nd, this coming weekend, and then all the way through the end of October. In addition to these in Central Aroostook that are being offered by Northern Light A.R. Gould Hospital and Cary Medical Center, Fish River Rural Health also has posted that they have flu shots available for patients 6 months and older, and that you should contact their clinic to schedule an appointment. But these are the available flu shot clinics that we have been made aware of at this point, and we will keep you posted as we learn more, and you can also check those out on our website. The emergency rental assistance program continues here in Aroostook County and has come into a new phase where more individuals are eligible, as you may have been hearing through other media resources, including advertisements on local television stations. We do encourage individuals who are renters who meet or come close to meeting the income qualification guidelines to reach out to us. odds are you are eligible for this program. You can go to mainhousing.org/COVID rent. You can visit the ACAP website. The application is right at the top of the screen, or a link to click to it. And you can call us at 764-3721 if you'd like to learn more, or if you have difficulty being able to access the online form. We'd be happy to complete that for you through our website if you have a difficulty with the technology. The Home Energy Assistance Program, we've been sharing this with you for a few weeks now, but they are issuing supplemental payments to recipients of last season's Home Energy Assistance Program. So if you did qualify and receive a benefit last season, you will be receiving a similar benefit on your fuel vendor account this season, or if you receive payment directly, you will be receiving the payment directly. Whatever method was used last year will be used again this year. We want to make you aware of this. Letters did go out from Maine Housing concerning this, and some customers have already received payments on their fuel vendor accounts. This does not take place in, or is in place of, your 2021-2022 fuel allocation. So if you have an appointment scheduled with us, have received that information, please do maintain that appointment. That is for your HEAP benefit for this season. This is an additional benefit, and we don't want you to miss out on your HEAP benefit for this season just because the supplemental benefit came in. This will hopefully help assist you longer through the heating season with this additional benefit. But please do make your HEAP appointment this year, and those for the most part are being conducted over the phone unless you indicate otherwise and would like to come in person for your Home Energy Assistance Program appointment. The Home Energy Assistance Program has expanded guidelines, income eligibility guidelines, that is, for this year. So if you see your household size on this chart, which is also available on our website, and look at your 1 month, 3 month, or 12 month, we can look back at either 1, 3, or 12 months. So if you have applied or have applied and have not received a HEAP benefit in the past because you were over income, but circumstances have changed, especially if you've lost employment or lost income over the last month or 3 months, we encourage you to contact us so we can get you in for an appointment, as you may be eligible this season given the income eligibility guidelines or changes in your household. Our early care and education programs continue to take new infant toddler applications, especially for our new infant and toddler childcare classroom in Fort Kent. This classroom will serve children between the ages of 6 weeks and 3 years old. Our Fort Kent Center is a state of Maine licensed childcare center with certified teachers on site as part of our state of Maine Quality 4 rating. We encourage you to reach out if you need a childcare in the St. John Valley and it's convenient for you to locate get your child to our Fort Kent Center. We do provide a top-notch curriculum-based childcare program. We also encourage you to reach out if you are looking for childcare or placements in our other early care and education programs, as we do periodically have open slots in programs in Caribou, Presque Isle, and in Holton. We also have Head Start home visitors that do home visits, so that if you think you might be eligible for that in one of the outlying communities, we'd encourage you to inquire about that as well. You can call our main line or reach out to us over the website to the early care and education program to get the process of getting a child application for early care and education services started. We want to remind folks from our prevention team that a Freedom from Smoking class is being conducted between ACAP in partnership with the SAD1 Adult and Community Education Program. It's funded by the Maine Cancer Foundation, and it's a program of the American Lung Association. If you have been looking to quit smoking and you're looking at the fall season here and think ahead to people going cold turkey about a week before the Thanksgiving season and want to get into a program that will have you hopefully weaned off of tobacco products by Thanksgiving, this is the one for you. Sessions begin on October 12th and continue through just prior to Thanksgiving. They're held at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. But if that time is not convenient for you, we encourage you to reach out to ACAP directly, because we do have one-on-one programming available for individuals who this time is not convenient for or prefer to have those sessions done one-on-one. Please do reach out to us or through the Adult Education Office at SAD1 for more information. Up in Smoke is is being offered by our tobacco prevention services here at ACAP. It's a parent and guardian information session that will be held on October 5th at 6 o'clock in the evening at the Presque Isle Adult Education Office. The cost is $5. However, we can waive that for you. It's a preventative program that helps really to focus in on teen tobacco use. Of note is that teen cigarette use did drop to less than 5% in 2020. However, that was well outdone by an increase in the e-cigarette use. So certainly if you are concerned about a teenager that may be looking at tobacco products and would like to know more information on how to help either prevent that or help work with a teenager who maybe is using tobacco products, we encourage you to attend this parent and guardian information session at the Presque Isle Adult Education Center on October 5th at 6 p.m. We are also reminding you, as we have in the last couple of weeks, that our prevention team and the Drug Free Aroustic Coalition are inviting folks to take the Sober October Pledge. This is part of an overall effort to improve community health, and again is an initiative of the Drug Free Aroustic Coalition. Our prevention team is encouraging you to take that pledge. It's available on our website, and to experience a number of positive effects of going substance-free for the month of October. They'll also be hosting a number of events throughout the month of October, and we'll be talking with them about that on an upcoming edition of ACAP Today, some of the mocktail events and other events that they're doing in Aroostook County to mark Sober October. The community closet at ACAP 771 Main Street is once again looking for donations of clothing. This is a 24/7 give what you can, take what you need community closet that's located right in front of our building near Walmart. That facility also has a community cupboard nearby that operates on the same principle. So if you have clothing to donate and non-perishable food items, we'd certainly accept them at any time. We would also very much offer any individuals in the community who are in need of clothing, especially as we get into the colder winter months. There are often jackets and coats that are placed there that is available to you, as is the food in the community cupboard. So we encourage you to take advantage of that community closet. And lastly, if there's things that you are in need of that we haven't covered in this week's news and information that you can use, and if you aren't sure what services and resources are available to you, we encourage you to reach out to ACAP to connect with one of our navigators. They are aware of not only services that our agency offers, but other services in the community that may be of benefit to you as your needs may vary from time to time. So please do consider reaching out 764-3721 and connecting with a navigator if you are in need of assistance but not sure what that might be or where to reach out. And that's this week's news and information that you can use. I'm pleased now to welcome to the program 3 guests who are leading the charge with reopening ACAP's Hope and Prosperity Center in our new location at 1 Edgemont Drive, in the area that most people in Aroostook County would be familiar with as the former home of the Aroostook Area Agency on Aging. First, I'd like to welcome to the program Jeannie Fox, who's the manager of our coaches across Aroostook County. Jeannie, welcome to ACAP Today.
Thank you, Jason.
And I'm also joined by another familiar face who's been a guest on ACAP Today before to talk about not only Hope and Prosperity Resource Center, but the wellness shelter that he's operating and we're closing this week. And that's Beau Myrick. Beau, welcome back.
Thanks, Jason.
And then lastly, I believe in her first appearance, Mikayla, I think this is your first appearance on ACAP Today, Mikayla Deschaine, who's one of our coaches who is working actively in the Hope and Prosperity Resource Center as we speak. Mikayla, hello.
Hi there.
All right, so let's start with you, Jeannie. Exciting times as we transition into a new facility. Talk about the new Hope and Prosperity Resource Center here at 1 Edgemont Drive.
Yes, very exciting times. We have we relocated to our new spot at 1 Edgemont Drive. We are at the bottom of the building. We have a space here for computers that are set up, as well as phones for any clients that come in that need help with resume building, job search, apartment search. We also have 3 navigators on site to work with anybody that comes in if they need help with filling out applications, if they need to apply for main care or food stamps, or if they just need to talk to somebody and just reassess what's happening in their lives right now and get a better handle on some areas that can be improved.
Great. So Before we get more into the Hope and Prosperity Resource Center, I do want to sort of do a little recap with Beau about the Hope and Prosperity Wellness Shelter, which you're preparing as shelter lead to close and to transition services between homeless services of Aroustic for overnight services and then day services to the Hope and Prosperity Resource Center. Talk about the impact of this latest shelter. Many people in the community know we operated a shelter in the early days of the pandemic at UMPI. This one was operated more in a hotel living situation. Talk about the impact and the work of that wellness shelter as we prepare to taper down operations this week.
Well, the wellness shelter we have had about 280 people come through here. The first shelter only had, I think it was less than 40 individuals that had access to it at the beginning of COVID. We've had a huge influx of homelessness in the county. So we've definitely stepped in and taken, these people and put them in stabilized housing, at least for the evening. But on top of that, we also have on site our coaches and navigators as well. So we were providing direction for our clients as far as any services or referrals that were required. Now transitioning over to the center is going to be more or less pretty easy because we've already got Mikayla there, who was our on-site coach here at the shelter, and myself's going to be going there as a navigator, and we also have another navigator right there on site. So I believe, the impact on the community, I believe that we've helped to assist quite a few individuals in, achieving to be unhomeless.
So before we head over to Mikayla and talk about the operations of the new Hope and Prosperity Resource Center, you've been operating with a team, including Mikayla, the shelter at the Hope and Prosperity Wellness Shelter since late January. And you just shared the number of people that you were able to serve, but talk about the impact to the community and to the individuals that have been served through that wellness shelter, and maybe what it would have been like if that facility wasn't available to folks in the last 9 months.
The impact would have been great. There would have been a huge number of individuals that would have been basically more or less just wandering about without direction or any type of housing options. The reason we were here was to provide overflow for the other shelter. Now, if we hadn't been able to provide that, all these people, like I said, would have been on the streets, and we wouldn't have been able to assist the community in housing these individuals, or at least getting them the services required so that way they could maintain housing, or at least, obtain housing. So for the community, we've done a great service as far as, eliminating the people that would be on the streets suffering, and also for any businesses, that would have been impacted by people that needed to sleep there or here or loitering, I believe we've done a great service in that area.
What's the status like now, Beau? Are we at a point in the community where the available beds and services in the community, including our opening of the Hope and Prosperity Resource Center, are going to meet the needs of the community? Do you feel comfortable with that at this point?
I feel comfortable to a point. We're coming to a point in the year where it's going to start getting colder. We've had a definite decrease in calls for people that are trying to access the shelter. I'm just worried about the season change and the people that are going to be trying to access it going forward. So I'm definitely grateful that we do have the center so that way we can still provide the assistance required to help them along their journey.
And now let's transition over to you, Mikayla, in terms of picking up from that point where Beau just indicated the work that we're able to do, and that you and Beau and others at the Hope and Prosperity Resource Center are able to do, really does pick up during the day in terms of filling the gap between when residents can be at the homeless shelter, and provides them with the opportunity to have opportunities to connect individuals experiencing homelessness using their services with really intensive services. So talk about the work of the Hope and Prosperity Resource Center and what folks do when they come in for the day.
So a lot of our folks that have come in, we sit down with them after they've had their temperature checks and they're masked and we're all safe together. They either work with Beau or myself or somebody else in the resource center who's available during the day. And we just sit down and ask what sort of services do they need? Are they in need of a birth certificate, social security card, photo ID, certain things like that are also a housing voucher. And so we assist with any sort of paperwork needs that they might need, as well as we do everything in our power to find housing for these folks, because the need is definitely there.
It's there for them, and we're also hearing from the community perspective that the availability of housing is often a challenge. Is that what you're finding as well, Mikayla and Beau?
Yes, very
Yes.
much. So most of our folks are asking to stay in the Presque Isle or Caribou area. And that indeed has been the hardest challenge right now, is finding anywhere is either in Presque Isle, but mostly just Aroostook County wide, period, is finding anything that might work for any of these folks.
And that often leads to a barrier to employment as well, because where there are typically jobs available for folks is where there's housing that's not available for folks. So how are the prospects we're constantly hearing in the community about, jobs and positions going unfilled in different positions? Are job prospects for individuals that you're serving showing promise right now, or what is that situation looking like?
So a lot of our folks that we work with are on some sort of supplemental income. And so they have that income that would be able to help towards rent or subsidized housing of some sort. But there are those folks that are interested in employment, but it's finding the employment in the area that they're interested in living in and finding something that would work with their needs.
Now, Jeannie, I know you've been working with families as a coach. You also worked in our early care and education centers prior to your role as a coach and now a manager. The challenges with individuals experiencing homeless does extend to families as well. And I know that you've worked with a number of families as well as individuals. What are things looking like for families and individuals that your coaches are working with across Aroostook County, beyond even those who are coming into the Hope and Prosperity Resource Center?
Definitely another barrier that many of our residents are finding here, as well as our families, is transportation is such a barrier. We have Head Start, early Head Start programs all the way from Fort Kent down to Dyer Brook. And that's awesome that the kids have a way to get back and forth to school, but many of the families are struggling with finding employment in the town that they live in because of lack of transportation. So that is one of those barriers. Another barrier a lot of our families have faced is not being able to pay their rent. And so our rent relief program has been very helpful in that aspect, but we know that that will end eventually. So my coaches are working with families on making plans for the future, saving that money if they're not paying their rent, if they're having help with their rent for this month, let's work on a way to save some of that money. So when that supplement's no longer there, there's a way to help continue on paying your rent, because we don't want to be finding families that once rent relief has stopped, we don't want these families to be facing eviction due to non-payment of their rent. And so definitely transportation, also lack of housing. Some of our families are in apartments or in housing situations that it just isn't working for them and their families anymore, but there's no other options for them. So they are remaining where they are, but they're not always feeling safe and secure in that aspect. So that's a big barrier. My coaches get calls weekly about that concern. So we have a lot of work to do still here up in the county, but we're very happy that we're able to fulfill and to help as many families as we are on a daily basis.
Indeed. Now, the bridging the gap between that conversation and the Hope and Prosperity Resource Center, we've been talking about how individuals experiencing homelessness, those staying with Homeless Services of Aroustic, are certainly individuals that are welcome through the doors of the Hope and Prosperity Resource Center every day. But it isn't limited just to individuals experiencing homelessness, is it?
No, absolutely not. We are there to assist anybody in the public that needs assistance in obtaining any type of goal that they've set for themselves. If they encounter a roadblock, we're there to help them navigate it. So that way they can, surpass that issue and then start achieving the goals that they've set for themselves. And as far as it goes, yes, the entire community is there. It is a very welcoming space. The fact that we do cater to the Sister Mary O'Donnell shelter does not cause any type of elemental effect on those in the community that would also like to access the center. It's still a very family friendly area, and we're there to provide the help that they need. So we're just hoping that others in the community will also come in.
Talk about the impact, though, that you've seen with individuals who have utilized services through the Hope and Prosperity Resource Center.
With those that have utilized the services, we found a lot of stability. They've achieved the stability that they've been searching for, including myself. I mean, when it comes to that, I was directed, as to what I needed to do and told how to do it. And as long as you provide the legwork, you're able to achieve your goals, and I've seen tons of people come out of there and be grateful for the service just because there was something that they were unable to do. But with our help, they are now able to do it. And then they're able to achieve beyond that. The goals that they had set that they never thought they could get to are now obtainable. So it's
right. And now, Mikayla, that's really the goal as a coach. One of the things that you do is sort of walk beside them in the journey. So you're not going to necessarily push individuals into a specific direction, but it's a really sort of being in the, letting them be in the driver's seat and you being the co-pilot, if you will. So how is that the approach, and talk about that approach that you work with individual customers that you see?
That's the approach that I try, is I give them the services that they need and I allow them to make that option if they want to use the resources to give themselves success in life. And so far I've seen really that this has done a lot of good for our folks, and that I'm hoping that every person that comes through the doors here, we're able to help 100% and succeed in any way that they need.
And Jeannie, part of that success and that success factor is really to make sure that individuals are cared for during the day while they're here. So in addition to services that they will receive in a sort of a warm and safe environment to come into, there's, obviously nutritional things and other areas that we support individuals in their time spent with us. So talk about that part of the day, and also what kind of hours we're looking at for the Hope and Prosperity Resource Center as we bring the wellness shelter operations to an end.
So as we close the wellness shelter, we will be able to open a full day. So beginning the week of October 4th, we will be opening, I believe 9 to 3 will be our hours of operation. So we will have coffee, we'll have fruit, snacks, bars for a morning snack, but there will also be dinners here. We will have frozen microwave dinners that clients can eat. So as the weather turns, and it's as beautiful as it is right now, it will be turning very quickly. We'll be offering them a safe and warm place for the day. And, with the guidance of if they're looking for work, if they're working on a resume, they're able to stay here. They can be here for the whole time. And we're just, as well as offering them navigation and coaching services, just to work on those additional things that they may have a need for, such as actually some of our, a lot of the work that Mikayla has done recently is helping people get IDs. So often they'll come to us and they won't have any photo ID, social security card. Those are big barriers. You need that for anything, for employment, for housing, for anything. So we're able to offer those services to anybody.
You mentioned housing. Just want to talk about for a moment what the plans are for the building that you're currently in right now. I know that you're part of that planning team and have been looking at floor plan and layout design. Talk if you will, for a bit about the vision for this building and how the Hope and Prosperity Resource Center ties in.
So the vision for this building is we will be taking the offices that are all upstairs and making those into apartment units for the homeless, or for people in the community to have. There'll be 1-bedroom apartments or efficiency apartments. We will have washers and dryers here. We will also have a few of those apartment units down here in the basement, which is where the Hope and Prosperity Resource Center is located. And we will be still operating our program while the apartments are here. So anybody in those apartments will be able to utilize our program through the day. So it's we're very excited. We've seen the plans, and we know that we have to. There's some building that has to happen, but we're very excited for the future.
And Beau and Mikayla, I'm sure you both wish that that could happen overnight, because the experience you're coming off of running shelter operations certainly demonstrates a need for that kind of supportive housing, and your thoughts about those facilities being together under one roof so that individuals who are living in one bedroom studio style apartments can access your services just by going down in the elevator or coming across on the ground level.
I mean, is probably a best case scenario, having them in the facility where they can literally come down with any question that they have. And then that's what we're there to do, is to provide the direction. So if they're housed there, then we can assist them in anything, which is deeply comforting, because some of the people that we're going to end up housing wouldn't be able to actually make it to the center. So we're going to be able to provide services, hopefully, to those that would have been unable as well, to receive them to begin with.
And Mikayla, they say location, location, location is the thing in real estate, and in terms of having living facilities co-located within the same building as the Hope and Prosperity Resource Center, and then nearby amenities from groceries to education through Northern Maine Community College and other amenities close by. Talk about the importance of that, given what you're experiencing with individuals not being able to necessarily find placement in housing situations and employment.
I think having a centralized area for these folks to live in, where the resources are here, the employment and the schooling and everything is here. I think it will be a great opportunity for our community members that are experiencing homelessness to be able to have a place to call their own, where they've all been struggling so much lately. It'll be nice, and it's very humbling to see the work that we're all doing to help these folks.
Indeed. Jeannie Fox, before we leave this topic and get last thoughts from everyone, I just wanted to get some perspective from you as the coaching manager for our agency. You came in, were one of the first few coaches within our agency moving into that position, and you've watched this program grow, now includes Navigators, now this home base of the Hope and Prosperity Resource Center. What are your thoughts in terms of the services that we're providing countywide in this way that really does connect people with a multitude of services and sort of wraps around those services?
Well, Jason, just so thankful that this agency has taken the lead in the county in offering these services to so many of our families. Daily, our coaches have conversations with people on the phone, and they're just the call will begin with, "I don't know what to do." And we'll just say, "Well, tell me what's going on." And as they start to tell us their story, we're able to offer them help, solutions, recommendations, and referrals to go on to different programs right within ACAP. We have over 40 different programs that our own agency runs. And so it's just such a wonderful feeling to know that we are impacting so many people's lives. And, we'll, at the end of some call, it will be, "Thank you so much for the time. Thank you so much for these suggestions. I don't know what I would have done had I not reached out to you." So it's a wonderful feeling, and I'm blessed to be part of this team.
Well, we're blessed to have you. Last thoughts from each of you. Jeannie, I'll start with you, and then we'll go to Mikayla and Beau for last thoughts.
Just again, very happy. As sad as it is to realize that our shelter will be closing in a few days, it will be a good feeling to have everybody back here at a full time. And looking forward to the future, and knowing that the work that we're all doing is going to be able to be continued. And we're located a little closer to the HSA than we were when we were at 771 Main Street. And the word is getting out. The more that we do, you know, people are telling their friends, or we're just publicizing it more. The more people are coming to us for help, and it's just a wonderful feeling to know that at the end of the day, we've made a difference.
Thank you, Jeannie. Mikayla, your thought.
I'm very excited for our shelter to close and for us to go into full-time hours so we can serve more people as much as possible when our hours are open starting October 4th from 9 to 3. It'll be a great opportunity to see more people throughout the week.
Excellent. Oh, with the last word yours on this.
My last word is that the center is going to be amazing for anybody that would like to utilize it. And I would ask anybody in the community that is struggling to obtain any goal that they've set, or if they're encountering barriers, and regardless if it's substance abuse, mental health, anything that is giving you a barrier, please come to the center and allow us to help you navigate those issues. That's what we're here for, and that's what we want to do. That's personally why I work at ACAP, because I just want to help those in need.
Thank you so much, all three of you. Fantastic. We'll also be talking with you through ACAP Today in the future to the community about the Family Investment and Workforce Development Center that's being created in the former home of the Hope and Prosperity Resource Center. That's at ACAP 771 Main Street facility. More to come on that as we prepare to transition that facility in the coming weeks and months. But in the meantime, again, thank you to my guests. Before we leave all of you today, though, we just want to share with you that if you are as passionate or half as passionate as our three guests are today, and have a desire to do some of the really groundbreaking work that our team is doing across Aroostook County, and have any of the skills that are required for the positions that are now listed on your screen, we'd love to have you join our ACAP team. Consider visiting our website, checking us out on Facebook to submit your application for any of the positions that you're seeing here in communities across Aroostook County. We are currently offering a $500 sign-on bonus for individuals who are employed and stay with us through the introductory period, and of course offer a number of benefits, those listed on your screen there. So please do connect with us if this is of interest to you, and again, we'd love to have you join our team. And lastly, we end, as we do each week, with our Snapshot of the Week. This comes to us this week from ACAP's 5210 Let's Go program, who were recently at the Mapleton Elementary School open house, where they shared nutrition information and available ACAP programs and services to families that were bringing children to the Mapleton Elementary School for a new school year. We thank Renee Bragdon, ACAP's 5210 Let's Go coordinator, pictured here with Principal Dan Dupre of the Mapleton Elementary School, for being our Snapshot of the Week and for the great work that they're doing in the community to make a difference in the lives of our families and children. So with that, that's this week's edition of ACAP Today. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll be back next week with another edition, our October 1st week of October edition already. We'll see you then. Have a great week, everyone.